Okay, remember all that stuff we did in Chapter 4? This is the ending you get when you don't do all that stuff. I think most Valkyrie Profile fans don't like this ending that much, and they think the effort that goes into getting ending A is well worth it, but I still think that this ending is worth seeing all the same. The final battle for the fate of Asgard has begun. Your duties on Midgard are finished. Now head for Valhalla. Ragnarok. A massive ice field lies in the far north of Asgard. It is called the Jotunheim Ice Field, and it is home of Vanir led by Surt. It is a frozen world dominated by a sheer ice cliff which rises in the air. Looking down upon the field is Jotunheim Palace, home base of Surt's Vanir army, and on that day the Vanirs were assembled as far as I could see, waiting among them in the major. Okay, whatever. Lenneth. Leave the ice field enemies to us. You lead all the Onheriar and advance along the path we open up. We'll break into Jotunheim Palace and overthrow Surt, King of Vanir. It is no exaggeration to say that the outcome of battle depends on you. Reports say that Surt is guarded by royal guards stationed throughout the palace. Proceed cautiously. Don't worry about your flank. You can leave it to us. We'll finish up here and follow you. You'll you'll get out of here. Fear not, Lenneth can do it. What the fuck? Who's this guy? Who is this person right here? We're counting on you, freaking Hodor.
This is the final battle. You must be victorious at all costs.
You can get more materializing points than that. I just didn't send anyone up. The entire Aesir army is assembled and prepared to advance on Jotunheim Palace. Now the final battle begins. Valkyrie has some pretty cool dialogue if you run back here. The last battle, there was no returning. Look at how defiant she is. There's a save point right there. So my team right now is Valkyrie, Suo, Gray, and Shiho. Those are not very good endgame characters at all, but I don't care. This walkthrough, let's play, playthrough, whatever you want to call it, I've been using characters that I think are the best in any given situation. But on this specific file, I've been using the characters that I like personally. So I like Suo a lot, I like Gray a lot, and Shio is probably my favorite mage in the game. So that is who I'm using. So you can use any characters you want. And I really like these characters. Everyone says Gray is bad, nah. There was a lot to appreciate about this dungeon. Look at all the parallax snow. You got some tough platforming challenges here. You gotta be fast right there to climb up all that. Look at how this bridge shimmers. Very cool, very subtle shimmering effect there. Okay, we're gonna go down here. There's a chest over here that's pretty tricky to get. So, right there. Nope. Oh my gosh, this one's a pain. There's a lot of tricky jumps like this in this dungeon. Okay, there. Alright. Foxglove right there. And then, the same thing right there. So we're gonna get that. So like that, and then make that crystal big. Nope. Nope, don't disappear, don't disappear, don't disappear. Okay. And, oh my gosh, okay. It is what it is. It is what it is. There's a lot of crystal shenanigans in this dungeon. Also, this is called the Hidden Step. I call it Crystal Residue, but no, the official name for that platform you can make as it floats down, that is officially called a Hidden Step, which is pretty cool. Okay, this is random. So, alright, so we have different colors here. So we got a blue flame here, and then we got a green flame over here. So if you put the blue flame here, Valkyrie says, you know, just ordinary blue flame. And then if we wait for these platforms to respawn, kind of takes a while to get them to respawn though. Gotta wait around. If we want, we can like make a crystal like that and then get up there a little early without having to wait for the platforms. So we got the green fire here, and then you can combine the colors like that, and Valkyrie has a different commentary on them. So this one is fire of fire the color of milky white candy. Fire the color of milky white candy. So what color do we need to make? There is nothing in the game that hints at this, but we need to make purple. So we're gonna take blue here, just like that. Blue. So Valkyrie didn't like the milky white candy color, no. Valkyrie likes purple, I guess, and oh my gosh. I think you can instantly respawn these platforms if you just leave an exit like that. Okay, so you need to make purple here. So there, you've got to be fast on your feet. Okay, red fire. Then put it there. Oh my god. Okay, put it there. And there we go. That's a much better and faster way to get those colors. Get red first and then blue, and then it turns purple. And then you found Daisy Fire, and then Valkyrie takes it, and she gets 12... Yeah, 120,000 experience right there. Nice. I don't know why she decides to take that color of all the colors specifically, and oh my gosh. Okay, there we go. I promise that's harder than it looks. Okay, next we have this. Gotta jump there, because those platforms also fall. And if you don't, like, jump there, then... If you try to run across those platforms without jumping, it'll just fall down, and that's kind of a pain. Alright, so we're gonna go back over here. And now this away. Yeah, this is a very beautiful dungeon. Also, if we go back into this room, and we jump, we can see that there's, like... Yeah, if you jump right here, you can see it's actually nighttime. Look at that. So we got this giant white castle in this black abyss. I love the aesthetic. You would never even know about the black background unless you decide to jump there. Nah. Okay, go over here. These enemies really aren't anything special. They're just veneer soldiers. Better to run past them. Also, flare crystal right there. That's kind of random. And another flare crystal and a vegetable seed. Just really random items. Especially there to be two in a chest, like right there, way out of the way, right next to each other, right there. Like this late in the game, what would you be using that on? You know what I mean? Like, who's ever gonna get this late in the game and think, oh my god, yes, thank you, a flare crystal. You can transmutate it to a holy crystal, and that's pretty nice. Alright, next up we have what is one of the trickiest chests to find. Okay, there is a chest right there. Right there. It took me forever to find this chest when I first played this dungeon. I was like, man, where is it? And I was just like looking everywhere. It's right there. Also, an ether scepter? Okay. Thanks. Scarlet Edge. Imagine getting... Oh my... Yeah, they're holding no punches. Imagine getting all the way here without Scarlet Edge. Okay, right there. Alright. I like this dungeon. I do. I think it's a funny dungeon. I think it has, like, you know, cheesy platforming. You know, it likes to throw cheap punches at you. I like it. I dig it. The developers are not holding our hand, no. Okay. Coming up we have what is, in my opinion, probably the hardest jump in the game. I think. If memory serves me correctly, then I think that this is the hardest jump in the game that I'm thinking of. I might be thinking of a different room. If I'm being honest. And a box glove, alright. Okay, this jump right here is a doozy. Oh my god, this one might take me a while. Your timing needs to be perfect on this. Like, you cannot be off at all. So you gotta break that, and you gotta be really fast about this, and then, okay, there. That's that jump. Not as hard as I remember it being. Probably because I'm better at the game now. Okay, for the love of God, save. Holy goodness gracious, this is a good place to save. This is often considered the hardest boss in the game. Okay. I personally don't think this is the hardest boss in the game because I know the setup, okay? I know the setup. You can't always be thinking guts and auto item is the best thing in every scenario. No, you gotta think outside the box sometimes. And sometimes, I mean, in this one scenario, Cure Condition is better than Guts. So we're gonna replace Guts of Cure Condition there. We're gonna go into the Divine Item menu. We're gonna make 10 Charge Breaks. And then we're gonna make 2 Angel Curios. Because I already have 2 in my inventory and we want 4 of them. And then we're gonna make Stun Checks. Why Stun Checks, even though it does the same thing as Cure Condition but worse? Well, that is because Stun Checks prevent fire damage just slightly, just enough to make this battle a breeze. It really does. We're going to be giving all of our characters Angel Curios, and then these Stun Checks here. And with these Angel Curios and Stun Checks, this boss fight should be a breeze. If I can easily beat this boss fight with this team, then I don't want to hear anyone saying that there are bad characters in this game.
Your sins lay heavy upon you, defiler of souls. By the holy laws, you shall be obliterated.
Feel my flame.
Oh no, not the fire attack that kills everybody. Not with my fire resistance. Oh no, anyway. Spell Reinforce. Just like that. This is not an optimal setup for this boss fight at all. These characters are not very good for this boss. I'm just using this team because I like this team a lot. I like these characters a lot, and I just want to prove that any characters can work. Okay, any characters can really work, alright? So we're gonna use a charge break there to recharge our mage.
I'll crush you.
In fact, this is how I usually play. Usually I don't play with the best optimal setup in every scenario. That's not what I do. I'm just doing it for this. I was doing it for this walkthrough because that's what I think walkthrough should be done. You should use the best, easiest stuff in any scenario. But when I'm playing casually, I usually use a team like this because I like the challenge. Alright, so those stun checks are preventing fire damage for us. Very, very nice. We're gonna use a Might Reinforce. Just like that. And then, I'm gonna use another charge break. Alright, and then we're gonna go in with our characters again. He's gonna reflect most of that damage there, which is fine. Because we're not doing the big damage yet.
Feel my flame.
Bloodbane does have pretty low accuracy, so when Bloodbane swipes at you, you might just block it, because his accuracy is low. Also, that's the Angel Curio in effect. You need Cure Condition because he inflicts any cure. Bloodbane can inflict almost every single status in the game, which is kind of frustrating, but he's not doing it yet for some reason. He does Diseased Tempest, and that move can cause pretty much any status ailment. It's a real pain. Alright, Sap Guard. Look at all of that damage, dude. Alright, not yet.
I'll crush you. Feel my flame.
This frustrating attack that just kills everybody in one hit always. Nah, it's nothing with stun checks. You gotta know the setup. You gotta think outside the box. Cure Condition with Angel Curios and stun checks makes this battle a breeze of any characters. Alright, let's go. Just like that. And now, witness the grace of Gray's special attack. Icicle Disaster. Look at how much freaking damage that does, dude, and it barely does anything. Yeah. That's the worst special attack in the game. It barely does any damage. Look at how much stronger Suo is in comparison. It's really not a impressive special attack. But it is cool looking, and it's better than nothing. But it's nothing to worry about because our other characters' special attacks are more than strong enough to make up for Gray's lack of power in his special attack. Also, Gray has really good regular attacks. So, you know, his really good default attacks make up for his bad special. And there we go. That's not gonna kill him, but it's close enough. And look at all those fire gems. Oh no, not Gravity Blessing. This can cause paralysis and it does a lot of damage. Oh no. 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 Oh shit, the Angel Curios, yo! See, you just gotta have the right setup. You gotta have Cure Condition, the Angel Curios. This boss fight ain't hard if you got the right setup. This boss fight can be difficult if you choose to go into it with what is usually the best setup, which is Bracelets of Zoe's plus Auto Item and Guts.
That were mere insects. How could you possibly have?
Easy.
Get thee hence. Oblivion awaits thee.
Hardest boss in the game, my ass. And we get an Angel Curio for our troubles. They gave us that Angel Curio for a reason. It's probably because the devs thought we were going to lose some in that battle. Alright, there we got the Demon Sword Levantine, a magical black sword said to be within the stomach of the dragon Bloodbane. Its power increases as the life force of its wielder decreases. This is very, very nice. It allows Valkyrie to do her tier 2 special attack, unlike the Valkyrie Favor, and it does all 3 attacks, and it's more powerful than the Grom, and it also gets more powerful as the battle goes on, since it gets more powerful as Valkyrie loses health. So there you have it. You think the Valkyrie Favor would allow Valkyrie to do her tier 2 special attack, but it does not. The Valkyrie Favor only allows her to do her tier 1 special attack, even though its description says it's more powerful in her presence. Alright, now let's save. Okay, so now we're going to do some menuing here. Because we just got the Levantine, we can give Gray the sword that Valkyrie had, which is the Valkyrie Favor. What is the Valkyrie Favor, and why do I have it despite not picking it up in the previous episodes? Well, if we go into the Divine Item menu, we can see that the Valkyrie Favor is just one of the various new weapons that we can make for our characters in the Divine menu here. You get these new items, the Ice Coffin and the Valkyrie Favor, available to make in Chapter 8. And you also get the Bahamut tier to make, which is what Gray had previously. And we also get the Noble Desire and the Amanomerkumo Blade there. And the Last Avenger. So you do get some pretty good stuff, and we also get these items here. So we get the Valiant Helms, the Valiant Armor. Yeah, the Valiant items are the best items you can make for armor in the Divine Item menu, and those only become available in Chapter 8. So we got Gray with the Valkyrie Favor there. Okay, skills, we're going to set up. Okay, we're gonna get Guts back on. All of our characters here are gonna replace Auto Item with Guts. I mean, replace your condition with Guts, and then, okay, there. And then we're gonna go to Equipment, Valkyrie. Okay, we're gonna unequip that, unequip that, unequip that, unequip that. Okay, we're gonna change our setup here a little bit. So we're just gonna get our characters to be as strong as possible here. I did not make, wait, did I make a power? Yeah, okay, so it's a power bangle right there. Divine Item menu. Gonna make 2 more power bangles, a magic bangle. Gonna make, okay, power bangle on 2 of our characters there. We're gonna give Shiho a magic bangle just like that, and then that will be the setup for the time being. Actually, does Valkyrie? Yes, she does. Okay, mention slip. All right. So yeah, that was Bloodbane. He's a mini boss. I often considered the hardest boss in the game. I don't think he's the hardest boss, personally speaking. Where did those spikes come from? I don't recall those ones being there. I think the double eyeballs back in Dark Tower of Zerva is probably harder than Bloodbane. I don't know, one target is never ever much to deal with in this game. It's always the multi-target boss fights where you're fighting more than one target at a time. Those are always the hardest boss fights. Actually, there is one or a couple one enemy boss fights coming up. Not in this episode, but there are a few tricky one enemy boss fights in this game. But Bloodbane, in my opinion, is not one of them. Lapis Lazuli right there, this late in the game. And we gotta be patient for these platforms. Also, you can break these platforms with your sword. So if you hit them with your sword, they'll just disintegrate. But I'm not gonna do that because I need these platforms to exist, gosh darn it. Okay, so up here, there. Okay, and then there's a chest right there. A freeze check. I don't know why you would need that. Since I don't think there is a single enemy for the rest of the game that can freeze you. So that's a funny decision from the developers to put that right there of all places. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure there are no more enemies that can freeze us. Noble Elixir, that's nice. Alright, so we're gonna take the Flame of Purgatory, or the Fires of Purgatory. The fire looks as if it will go out. And then we need to make a beeline dash towards that mysterious giant icicle that we saw. And the icicle was in this very next room. Yeah, this. And then, look at that, 1,200,000, I mean, yeah, 120,000 experience right there. The Fires of Purgatory have been extinguished. So, is that a puzzle? Yeah, not really. Foxglove right there. Just a bunch of these useless items. Okay, this room is actually kind of tricky, so... Oh my gosh. There's chest there. You gotta be fast about this, because you gotta, like, make sure you're actually... like, jumping, so 1, 2... Oh my god. Valkyrie's jumps are different heights, depending on how long you press down the button. So these platforms appear just long enough for you to press the button just long enough to get some height in. Okay, just like that. Yeah, these platforms are a lot trickier than they look. They actually disappear really quickly. Okay, there. Yeah, that final stretch there where you're jumping on all 4 of those platforms as they disappear, that is a little... That's a little tricky. That took me a while on my first playthrough. Okay, so now I got a chest there. Okay, there we go. Flare crystal right there. We're getting a lot of flare crystals. Remember, don't use flare crystals as they are. It is always... Oh my gosh. It is better to transmutate flare crystals into poison crystals. That is always the better option. Okay, and then... Oh my gosh. I promise this is harder than it looks. Okay. Go. Okay. There we go. Alright. This enemy right here is actually a pretty tricky one and arguably a mini-boss, so I'm going to fight this one just to fight it. Alright, we're gonna give Valkyrie a fairy ring here, because that's pretty good. And, oh my gosh. Gotta unequip the Dimension Slip. Alright, we're just gonna try to do as much damage as possible in the first round here.
To my side, my noble Einherjar.
And this is what we saw back when we recruited Gandar. So it's gonna do some good damage there. Alright, we're gonna use Gray first because he has the worst special attack. You know, it is a spectacle, but unfortunately it's just not very good. And then there's Suo. Suo is so underrated. Suo is considered one of the worst characters. No, he's not one of the worst characters. He's actually very, very good. And Suo is really satisfying. Suo's attacks, just something about the way they hit the enemy just feels really good to play.
Celestial star.
And look at all that damage. Oh my goodness, look at all that damage.
Evil has no place in this world.
So there is that boss fight. That is a harder version of the golem we fought back at the Dark Tower of Zerva.
Souls have been released. We have no reason to remain here.
And look at all that experience. Oh my gosh. That's a ridiculous amount of experience. We got over 100,000 experience right there. That is the most, I mean, that is some of the most any enemy can give you in one battle. In the post game, we'll be fighting enemies that gives us over like 500,000 per battle. But until then, we can only get this much experience. On easy mode, you get a lot more experience from these battles. And oh my god, okay. This room. These are what I like to call trap items. These items down here are not very good. But if you want to come and get them, this Noble Elixir, that's decent in the Foxglove. If you want to get these items, you have to fall to the bottom of this pit in this room here, and they gotta get all the way back up. Oh my gosh. Yup, if you come after these items, you gotta be patient. Oh my god, okay. There, and they throw a little icicle they can barely see at you. So if you get hit by that, oh well, redo it. That is the perfect way to describe this game. Oh well, redo it. Start over. Alright. This is it. This is the end of the game. This is the final boss. So I'm going to save here. I'm going to try to figure out a good setup here. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I am going to make a... Where are they? I'm going to make a Tome of Alchemy with an Element Scepter. And then I'm going to give all of my characters a stun check. This protects from fire damage, as I mentioned earlier. Just like that. Okay, now we're going to go into the Divine Item menu. And then we're going to make 2 more charge breaks, so we have 10 of them. And then I'm going to make... We don't need any more Might Potions, we got enough of those. Alright, we're going to make Lucid Potions here. I'm going to make 10 of those. And that should be good. So this team, this is a good default powerful team here. We got Demon Sword Levantine, Grom, Valkyrie Favor, Wand of Apocalypse. 4 very, very powerful weapons. And we got the Valiant armor here. Those will surely help us. And then we got these power bangles and the magic bangle. So our stats are basically as strong as they can get with what we got. So all right, let's see how we do. And check this out, one of the coolest rooms in the game. Look how dramatic this is. Cert, vile evildoer, the time has come to send you back to the nothingness of the abyss. Damn, Valkyrie, okay. Cert's just like, nah, Cert doesn't have anything to say. We will not wait for Lord Odin's divine attention. The power to enforce his will is mine. Now, as is fit for a king, draw your sword, draw and die. How you do prattle on. Cert's dialogue here is very meaningful, for lack of a better word. What? Ignorant woman. Cert is smarter than he leads on.
Come to me, Dark Warriors. Battle awaits us.
Fools, you have been deceived by Odin's vile treachery. Can you not see that I now walk the path of justice? Your Lord Odin is nothing but a master of trickery and deceit.
That's badass. I love Cert's animations. And this song that plays, very good song. Oh, I could have countered that. Aw. Alright, so first things first, we are going to use a Tome of Alchemy to get rid of his backup guards. So yeah, that's very interesting dialogue there. It's like Cert knows more than us in a way. I don't know. Like, what does that mean? Like, is Cert being deceitful, or is he telling the truth? Is he in his own way just defending himself from Odin in this war? We've seen what Odin does, and he seems to torture Veneer soldiers. I don't know. Anyway, in the sticker phases, so we're going to use a charge break. Like, are we really the good guys? Yeah, see, that's a good amount of damage. See, Gray is not that bad. He's not that bad. His normal attacks are actually really, really good. Cert's attacks a bunch of fire damage, but luckily for us, we got auto item and stun checks that can just check all the fire out of the way. So we're going to use a sap guard. Just like that, and then we're going to use some of these might potions here. Just like that. We're gonna use another might potion. This is one of the most underrated songs in the game. This one is really, really good, and this one only appears when you fight Cert here. Alright, just like that.
I invoke the rights of fire in Muspelheim, and give thy soul up to the infernal embrace. Ifrit caress.
That would have done a lot of damage if we didn't have the stun checks. Okay, now we're just going to let out an all-out assault. We're going to see how much damage that can do. And remember, I got to use Gray first because he's the weakest, so... Okay, just like that. Okay, we're going to use, oh, Valkyrie, I guess. My finger slipped there. It didn't hit the triangle button, which is fine. That's decent damage, better than nothing. Going to use Gray now. And what Gray? Oh my god. Gray couldn't go there, unfortunately. The hitboxes weren't lining up correctly, and Gray refused to go.
Celestial star.
I'm gonna see if I can kill him with a Shiho special attack, because I really like her voice acting.
These fiends are powerful.
So I think it'd be dramatically fitting if we can end it off with Shiho giving her screams. So yeah, Cert, really look at Cert's attack animations. Cert's attack animations are so cool. I swear to God they are. All right, we need a charge break. Just like that. We're gonna use a Might Reinforce here. We need another charge break. Luckily I didn't need to use any of those lucid potions yet. Alright, he's gonna use Might Reinforce. All of his attacks are fire elemental. I think they're all fire elemental, so that's not gonna do much because we already have, you know, fire elemental resistances. Now we're gonna charge up Shiho's special attack a little bit with these other special attacks here. So Gray's special attack will charge that up by 7 or 8 hits there. I couldn't really count there, and then Shiho should be able to end it off.
Ye must desire respite from thy empty existence.
thou shalt have it. Celestial Star! I'll always uphold the truths of the earth.
I had to end it off with Shia because I really like her voice acting.
It can't be. Evil. You mean to say evil prospers? I do not accept this. I do not accept this!
Goodbye, sir. Sorry, Odin told me to do it.
Thanks to your efforts, we have defeated the Vanir. The Einherjar you trained fought bravely indeed. Well done, Lenneth. Now Odin shall rule evermore in the golden halls of Asgard.
Good?
Your work in Midgard is finished. You must be weary. Return now to Valhalla and sleep the divine sleep. Your wings need rest, and your wounds need healing. Well done. And Lenneth, good night. We will need your strength again. Until then...
That ending, in contrast with the bad ending, is like pretty disturbing if you think about it. So if we do a bad job, Lenneth, I mean not Lenneth, Freya will execute us, and that's the bad ending. But if we do a good job and we do exactly as we're told, then Odin continues to rule. Even though Odin has dubious morals, and Lenneth then gets put back to sleep. That's sad. That's super depressing. Lenneth is just a tool no matter the ending. If you get the bad ending, she's a broken tool. If you get the default ending, the B ending, then she's a tool that works, I guess. It's a tragedy. It is. If you think about it, it's a tragedy. And heed Surt's words. Surt had a lot of interesting things to say there. He says things that kind of makes you doubt what's going on. He says Odin is a manipulator. And Brahms also said that. So yeah, that ending. I do like this ending, I do. I've heard it be said that this ending is anticlimactic, but I think in the greater story, this ending is really, you know, it kind of needs to be. It shows, it kind of muddies the waters. And Freya's last conversation there, Freya's like, okay, good night, let your wings rest. Is she saying that because she cares about Lenneth? Good job, Lenneth. Go rest your wings. You deserve it. Is that what she's saying? Or is she saying recharge yourself so we can use you for another day because you're a machine that works? What is she saying there? Also, oh my god, I can't, did I do, oh, I forgot. No, I forgot. God, okay, I forgot to show the map. I need to show the map of the final dungeon. All right, after the credits here, I'm gonna show the map of what the final dungeon looks like. So Yeah, that Jotunheim Palace, pretty big dungeon. I like that dungeon. That's one of my favorites in the game. So I'll be sure after the credits, I'll be sure to absolutely show what that map looks like in its entirety, because we explored the entire thing. Also, I didn't show this, but in that final dungeon, you get all of your Anhiriar back, which is pretty cool. So we could have used Llewellyn, Belenis, we could have used Laufer, we could have used any characters that we sent up during the main game in that dungeon, which is pretty cool. And we even got Lucian back. However, in this ending, you can't get Lucian executed by Loki in Asgard. To trigger the best ending, you need to get Lucian executed by Loki. So that ending is going to come up next. Hey, Rumi, that's like my name. So this game, I love this game. I do. I absolutely love this game. I think this game is just amazing. The pixel art, the art, the music, the story, the gameplay. You know, it's so good. It is so good. The animations, the characters, the voice acting. I really like the voice acting in this game. I don't get why everyone thinks it's bad. Nah, the voice acting in this game is really, really good. I think the level design is amazing. I think the flow of the entire game is amazing. You know, I just love how in between levels you have these, basically these storybook scenes. It's kind of like an experimental visual novel where you're using these characters after you watch them die, and it just gives you chills. And so many of the cutscenes in this game are such tearjerkers. This game is a perfect prime candidate for a remake. If this game got the Star Ocean 2 remake treatment, that would be amazing. I would love that game to bits. Also, Valkyrie Profile 2, why did Valkyrie Profile 2 only ever get released once? Valkyrie Profile 2 was only ever released on the PS2 and never again. It's never been on PC or on the PSN store, none of that. And Tri-Ace games are known for getting a bunch of re-releases, so for Valkyrie Profile 2 to only be stuck on one console, and that's it, ever, then I don't know, it deserves the re-release treatment. Because a remake of this game would sell like hotcakes, I swear to God it will. When the tightly sealed doors of the heart are touched by the sadness and pain of man, they do sometimes creak and moan in protestation. Are you on the inside of that door? Or on the outside? I wish that a leader of fate would one day come, open up the door. Nothing is over yet. As a little reward for getting the ending that's not as good as the A ending, you do get a very beautiful, very poetic little poem at the end there that makes the the best ending, a little more emotional, a little more fulfilling to get. I really like those final words there. And we'll be doing that ending next time. Thank you so much for watching, Dark Warriors. Okay, so I said I showed this off after the credits, so if we go into the menu here, and we go to Party, we can see that in the final dungeon here, we get every single Onheriar that we acquired throughout the game, whether or not we sent them up to Valhalla, which is very nice. And now we're going to look at the map here. Look at this dungeon. That's where we fought Bloodbane. Yeah, only 3 save points in this massive, massive dungeon here. Look at that. So yeah, there's the final dungeon. See, look, you can't even get all of it in one view. This is as far as the zoom out will go. So let's see if I can get the whole thing there. There we go, that is close enough. That's the whole dungeon there. It is surprisingly linear for a final dungeon. There was only like 2 detours, and one of them was to get the purple flame, which doesn't do anything, and the other was to fight Bloodbane. So yeah, very linear for a final dungeon. Not as maze-like as it looks on the map here. So thank you so much for watching, Dark Warriors.